Just look at me like we're having a conversation. Just ignore that those are there, even though it's impossible.
Yeah, don't
But,
look into the camera.
And these are really just very basic questions. There's only 10 of them, and it's very good, very cool.
But if you answer them wrong.
Are you all set, Joanne?
You got a taser?
Yeah, we have electric shocks and the
In the couch?
wrong and hit the little button.
Alright.
Do I look fat?
No.
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 It looks
No, that-
good, actually.
Camera makes you look fat thing?
No. It's a headshot. Don't worry.
Use a thin lens.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Anthony was telling me some of the things that you're capable of doing, but what special abilities do you have? That
I guess all my senses are heightened. The biggest one is my sense of smell.
okay. And what is it that you smell? I mean, how does?
It depends. It depends on where I am. For example, we were in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania one time, and on the battlefield, I smelled certain areas. I smelled gangrene, like very strong, almost to the point where I had to leave.
And it was recurring. I mean, you could smell it.
Yeah, it would go off and on, and then certain points it would just stay for 20 minutes, half hour, and I was like, I gotta go. I can't take it anymore.
And when did you first discover you had this ability?
I was actually, not too long ago, it was about 5.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, with leukemia, and it was in the hospital when I was in isolation for my bone marrow transplant, is my first experience.
Okay, great. You smelled it in the hospital? Is that started?
What my experience was in the hospital was my dad, who had passed in '98, came to visit, and we were discussing my treatments and my doctors and how they treat me in this place, how's the food, and I thought I was dreaming, and I kind of sat up and looked around, and I was like, wow, what was going on here? He's not here, but I could smell his cologne really strong, and the end of my bed was actually sunk in, like he was sitting there, and when I noticed that, it slowly disappeared, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. And from there is when I just started to look into things.
Very cool story. How do demons usually manifest themselves to you?
Whether they're demons or just negative entities, I just get this feeling of pressure in my chest sometimes, like strangulation, like around my neck. Get very hot and tingly sometimes. Hair on the back of my neck stands up. Just creeped out feelings.
Do you believe? Do you think entities have auras? Do you believe in auras?
I do believe in auras because I actually do see them around people. As far as entities having them, I'm not sure because I've never seen them. I've just felt energies, and that's what an aura is basically. As far as seeing them, I've never.
Can you see ghosts?
At times I can. It's not something I can control. I'll get just see out of the corner of my eye quick things going by, or orbs of light flying around. Flashes of hair color, or maybe a face, not clear, but maybe distorted.
How does your ability correlate with the evidence that others produce? I mean, if you go out in an investigation group, do other people get evidence when you sense something as well?
Well, if you've ever seen me on an investigation, I kind of just go off in my own world. I'll follow the smell, whatever it may be, and and a lot of times I'm unsure of myself, so I'll ask somebody what are you feeling over here? Do you smell anything? And they'll be like, no. What do you, why? And I'll say, well, I smell a campfire or whatever, flowers, and we'll take pictures and see if it all meshes together at the end.
And how did you get involved in ghost hunting? I mean, I know you had the experience, that's how you got your experiences, but what made you decide to pursue ghost hunting?
I just thought it was kind of. I always knew, there was something else out there. I never, pursued it or anything until the hospital incident. And then from there, I was like, wow, why is this happening to me? This is strange all of a sudden. And I just started reading things and taking classes and listening. And, more things started happening to me and just my experiences.
And how do you document your evidence, or do you?
My own evidence?
Yeah.
Well, most of the time with the smell, no one else can smell it except me. If I feel something or, obviously smell something, I'll ask if I could take their picture. And I found that disposable cameras work best for me. I get more on those than the digital camera. I have both, but I seem to have better luck with the disposable. And more often than not, something comes up.
And do the sense that the smells that you experience, do they have specific meanings? Did you ever? Does it tie into a specific subject or meaning behind them? Did you ever find that out, or are they just random smells that you?
It turns out most of the time there's something behind them. Like I mentioned earlier, my father, I can smell his cologne. When my mom's around, I smell coffee really strong. Overpowering smell. It's very strong. I'm trying to think of another example I can use. We were doing an investigation in Massachusetts somewhere. It was a restaurant. And they said certain things were happening and stuff. And when we got there, I can smell like fire, like an outdoor campfire kind of smell, because everyone's going, oh, it's a fireplace. And I'm like, no, it's like an outdoor fire. Well, it turns out later on, doing like some research, it was actually an Indian, not a burial ground, but an Indian site a long time ago. And that was the smell I was getting. There are fires outside.
Very cool. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Hey.
Great job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We're done.
Excellent.
You're okay. You're okay.
No, you did great. Everybody did great.